A lottery winner from Norfolk has pleaded guilty to drink driving charges after being stopped while 4 times over the legal limit. A court heard that Michael Carroll was stopped after driving erratically through Downham Market last month. He then urinated on his own car and collapsed on the road. Carroll won £9.7 million in 2002 when he was 19. Sentencing was adjourned until next month. He sold his mansion in Downham Market last Thursday for just £142,000.
A man's appeared in court charged in connection with a shooting in Luton earlier this year. A bullet penetrated the shop window of the Co-op in Wigmore Lane in the incident in May. 21-year-old Omar Richards from London was arrested on Friday in Hemel Hempstead. He's been charged with attempted murder. It's 11 minutes past 6. The family of Essex teenager Dinah McNichols say her killer, Peter Tobin, should not be allowed to appeal his life sentence. Dinah's body was found alongside another girl at the serial killer's former home in Kent 17 years after she disappeared. Tobin's now challenging his 30-year sentence. The families of 2 of the girls he murdered have called for offenders to be denied an appeal if they've committed 2 or more murders.
Now, for years, there have been dire predictions that climate change could lead to our coastal communities ending up under the sea. Now, one organisation thinks it's come up with a practical and cost-effective solution. Andrea Johnston reports.
Within less than a lifetime, it's changed beyond all recognition. The cliffs at Haysborough in Norfolk are eroding at a rate of about 12 metres a year. A break in the sea defences has directly affected the shape of the land. Various proposals for schemes to save the landscape have come and gone.
What we desperately want to see is more action, less reports. Let's get something done. We've wasted millions upon millions of pounds on reports and done nothing. If we'd taken that money that's gone on reports over the last decade or so, we could have had gold-plated defences here.
Further along the coast, one type of defence has had a dramatic effect. During the 1990s, proposals were put forward to build 16 reefs between Haysborough and Winterton. They were designed to protect against a 1 in 200-year event. In the end, just 9 were built here at Sea Palling. The reefs have helped to build a sandy beach, but they've stopped sediment from travelling naturally along the coast. Further south, sand has to be pumped ashore. But working with an engineering firm, the Country Land and Business Association has come up with a possible solution.
We've discovered that by slightly changing the angle of the reefs by just about 20%, we can enable the sediment to work on down the coast and protect the whole coast. And so we create what's called a stable bay. And we believe that this may be part of the solution for coastal defence for our rural areas.
It's an idea that's been welcomed by the Environment Agency, Natural England and Malcolm Kirby, but he warns against repeating past mistakes.
If you provide a solution, as has been done here, for one small area, i.e. Sea Palling, it does have knock-on effects. So we must take account of the bigger picture. Now, if that does, yes, we've got to put these reefs in all the way from the Wash to the Thames Estuary, so be it. If there's another view that says, well, we can do it here, here, here and here without detriment to communities, etc., so be it. That is a matter for further research.
The idea will now need support and funding, and in the age of austerity, that might be the biggest hurdle. Andrea Johnston, Anglia News, on the North Norfolk coast.
1 year on since the mysterious death of a Suffolk pensioner, police have issued a renewed appeal for help. Richard Clark was found collapsed in the driveway of his house in Cranley Green Road in Eye a year ago. The 73-year-old had serious head injuries and later died in hospital. Detectives think he may have been the victim of an assault.
Police in Norwich are appealing for witnesses after a series of indecent assaults over the weekend, all apparently by the same man. There were 5 assaults, 2 on Saturday in Riverside Road and near Morrison's supermarket, and 3 yesterday near the Mole shopping centre. The man is white, in his 20s, with short dark hair and wearing a blue T-shirt and jeans.
A Norfolk harbour master says he's ruling out boats as the cause of death of more than 30 seals at Blakeney. The mutilated carcasses of 38 animals have been washed up so far this year. There has been speculation that high-speed boats or dredgers may have caused the corkscrew-like injuries. But the harbour master of Wells denies that any boats using the harbour could have been responsible.
Sport now, and Norwich City's season continues to gain momentum with a third straight win.
Ipswich were also weekend winners, and there's been more transfer activity at Portman Road, including the arrival of a new striker. Donovan Blake reports.
Is it number 10?
No, we'll get the picture.
Big number.
Oh, right.
Ipswich's new number 10 actually prefers number 9, but Town fans won't care what number is on the back of Jason Scotland if he can produce what he did for Swansea by scoring bags of goals, 53 in 2 seasons, although he wasn't as prolific at Wigan.
It's a tough league, so hopefully I could, rediscover my form that I had at Swansea and score a lot of goals.
Scotland's arrival follows John Stead's departure to Championship rivals Bristol City. His last significant act in Ipswich colours was to win a penalty at Crystal Palace. It led to Claude Davis being dismissed and Grant Leadbitter scoring from the penalty spot. Leadbitter, who many didn't expect to be fit, then set up Carlos Edwards to score a decisive second. Ipswich winning 2-1. This moment from John Ruddy proved to be a huge moment in Norwich's win over Swansea, although the visitors felt he shouldn't have been on the field to save it. Ruddy received a yellow card after Scott Sinclair was brought down, but made amends brilliantly to deny David Cottrell.
Outstanding, there's no two ways. A brilliant penalty save, big moment and a massive game for us, and it galvanised us, galvanised the crowd.
And Norwich took full advantage late on, Ashley Williams turning the ball into his own net, before Simeon Jackson volleyed in his first for the club, 2-0. In League One, Colchester's unbeaten start is intact thanks to a goal in each half at Rochdale. Andy Bond gave them the lead before the break, and Ian Henderson restored it afterwards to secure a 2-1 win. But Southend are still waiting for a league win under Paul Sturrock, who says his team lacked attitude and work rate against Port Vale. Even Southend's consolation goal came from the visitors, who were 3-1 winners. Donovan Blake, Anglia News.
Now, thousands of VW fans flocked to Norfolk at the weekend to celebrate the 60th anniversary of the camper van. Now in its 8th year, the 3-day White Noise Festival at Fritton Lake near Great Yarmouth attracted people from across the country. The celebrations included a line-up of camper vans, one from each of the past 60 years.
Now, Suffolk hospitals to benefit from a £1.5 million refurbishment. Hartismere Hospital in Eye will continue to house a mixture of community and specialist services. Staff and local residents will be offered the chance to comment on the plans before work at the hospital begins.